Hello everyone, my name is Nicole. This is a 20-minute yoga sequence to help you de-stress and maybe take a little bit of a break between your classes or anything else you're working on. So we'll get started today in child's pose. So if you'd like, you can come to face the front of your mat, sitting your hips back over your heels, and you can bring your knees out to the edges of the mat. Just walk your chest out, your hands can come out in front of you. Settling down, we'll begin to take notice of our breath as we inhale, noticing our stomach fill and our ribs flare to the sides, our chest dropping towards the mat. And then as we exhale, we can take note of our belly button tucking back in towards our spine, hugging in all our organs. Coming into the present moment, you can leave behind anything we were working on before, and anything we have left to do today. Just focusing on our breathing and how we're feeling. As you exhale, you can walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. You can stack your right over top of your left. Feeling your right hip pull back away, opening up to that right side body. As you inhale, make lengthening through the right side, and as you exhale, sinking back deeper into your hip. On your next inhale, you can walk your hands through center, taking a full breath here. And then your hands can slowly make their way over to the right side of the mat. Your left hand can stack on your right, or you can just have your arms at shoulder distance apart, whatever feels good to you today. Feeling your left shoulder pull over to the left side, stretching through that left side body. And we can walk our hands back to the center as we inhale. Feel your fingertips spread apart, pressing through our palms. Our elbows will lift as we engage the back. And then as you inhale, we can pull up to a tabletop position, stacking the shoulders and wrists in line, the hips over the knees, getting to a neutral spine. We're going to make our way into some cat-cows here. So you begin as you exhale by just tilting the pelvis forward, dropping the belly button down to the ground. Your chest will beam forward to the front of the room. Gaze comes forward as well. Taking a full breath here. And as we inhale, we'll roll forward through our hips, pulling our shoulders up towards the sky. Our gaze can tuck towards our legs, chin tucks to chest. Another full breath here. And then moving back into cow, dropping the belly, shoulders roll down the back, and inhaling up to cat, rounding through those shoulder blades. Just working through cat and cow at your own pace with your breath here, working through any stiffness in your spine, pausing wherever you need to. On your next breath, you can come back to a neutral tabletop, crown of your head pointed forwards, all the way through the straight spine, through to your tailbone, pointing to the back of the room. We'll float our left arm up towards the sky, opening the chest up to the left side of the room. And then as we exhale, our fingertips will shoot through that space between our right arm and right leg, reaching to the right side. Inhale to open back up through the chest. Exhale, the arm will reach through the right side, settling the shoulder blade in towards the mat. Feel your shoulder drop away from your ear. You have the option here to extend your right arm out in front of you, just pressing into that left shoulder a little bit more as you feel it roll away from your spine, creating space through the back. You can bring that right hand back in towards us, pressing down through the right palm. Our right fingertips will float up towards the sky once more, then our left hand can settle down back onto the mat, tabletop. We'll go through one round of cat-cow, chest comes forwards, and then the shoulders round up. And coming back to the neutral tabletop, our left hand will root into the mat, right fingertips sweep high overhead, opening the chest up, and then the right arm will dip between that space, between our left arm and leg, reaching towards the left side of the room. Right arm can sweep up to the sky. And then as we exhale, we'll drop that shoulder on the mat as we shoot our right arm through. Coming to thread the needle on the side. Again, just like before, you can extend that left arm out in front of you if you'd like a little bit more leverage here. Taking the left hand back in, we'll press through our left palm, open up to the right side, fingertips sweep high overhead, and then come and land back in the tabletop. Take a full breath here. We'll curl our toes under and we'll press up to down dog, setting our hips high, straightening through the spine first, creating a nice long line between the wrists and the hips, and then extending our heels back as we straighten the knees. Maybe taking a moment to shift our weight side to side, walking up the feet here. Feel your shoulder blades roll down your back, away from your ears, and your chest pressing in towards your thighs. Your gaze can come between your hands, and you can come up onto your tiptoes and just walk forward into a forward fold at the front of your mat. We'll inhale all the way up to stand, fingertips sweep high overhead, creating space in our spine. Taking a nice deep breath here. Exhaling as we dive back forward to a fold. Inhale to a half lift. The back will come straight, creating a nice L shape as your hands land on your legs. Exhale, root the hands down to the mat. Step or hop the feet back to a plank. And then we'll lower from a plank or a modified plank, keeping the elbows over the wrists all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, we'll engage our low back and press up to baby cobra, lifting just the chest and the gaze. Taking a full breath here. Exhale back down, and you can press through either plank or tabletop, finding your way back to that down dog. Just repeat that a little bit, getting our bodies moving and warmed up here. Gaze comes between the hands. Stepping or hopping forward, we'll land lightly in forward fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, taking up space here, making yourself nice and big. Exhaling back down, forward fold. Allowing the vertebrae to extend towards the floor. Inhale to a nice flat back, half lift. Exhale, hands touch down, feet step or hop back to a plank. And you can lower all the way and come into baby cobra like before, or you can just lower halfway this time, and then roll up to up dog, extending through the arms, tops of the feet press down, gaze comes high. Curling over the toes, we'll send the hips back high, down dog. Taking a moment here to see if you can press the hips a little bit higher. Maybe the heels come down towards the ground. Then our right leg will float up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Checking in with your hips here, making sure that you're not opening up to the right side of the room, but keeping your hips neutral to the ground. And then as we inhale, we'll float our right knee forward towards our nose, coming into a lunge here, so the foot will touch down between the hands. And then we'll sweep our hands high overhead, coming into crescent lunge, feeling our left hip pull forward, our right pull back. If you're feeling unsteady, you can drop that left knee, or you can widen your feet out to either side of the mat to create a wider base. Sweep the left hand down to the mat, extend the right overhead as you stack the shoulders, coming into a twist. Your right hand can touch down to the mat. Feel the left come up behind the right foot, coming into a cross-legged forward fold. And just play around here, shifting your weight back and forth, noticing the differences between your two legs as you extend towards the ground. Untucking the left foot, we'll come into a forward fold. Inhale, sweeping up high, extended mountain pose. Exhale, diving through center, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, root the hands down, stepping or hopping the feet back to plank or modified plank. And then we can lower all the way or halfway and find our back bend, so baby cobra or up dog, whatever suits you today. Curling our toes up, over, we'll flip up into down dog, sending the hips high. And our left leg will float towards the sky this time, three-legged dog. Pressing it back, we'll feel our right heel drop closer towards the ground. And then as we inhale, our knee will come towards our nose, dropping the left foot between our hands. We'll sweep our hands overhead, just like before, coming up into crescent lunge. Feel your right hip heel press back towards the back of the room. The hands are strong overhead, almost as though you're holding a block between them there. Right hand touches down to the mat, the left will sweep up, opening our chest up to the left side of the room as we hold this lunge position. Gaze can follow the left hand, it can be down at the ground, or it can just be straight in front of you. Left hand drops to the mat. Our right foot will step forward behind the left, coming into that cross-legged forward fold. Just like before, maybe rocking your weight back and forth, feeling the different sensations in our legs as we do. Then you can uncross the right foot, sinking deeper into a forward fold. Inhale as we extend the hands overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, hands press down into the earth. Stepping or hopping back, we'll find a plank. And then we'll find our back bend in our own time here. And slowly make your way back up, down dog. Hips come high. Maybe rocking those feet back and forth. Right leg will float up high, three-legged dog, extending all the way from the right wrist to the foot. And then our right knee is going to float towards our right elbow, and we'll settle our shin parallel across the front of our mat. Coming into pigeon here, so the left leg can relax down to the mat. We'll take a moment here to set up our hips, making sure that they're in line so we're not rolling to one side or the other. And then if you feel good here, you can come down onto your forearms. Maybe you can bring your forehead close to the earth. But just making sure that we're not rounding, collapsing through our chest, keeping the lungs nice and open to breathe here. Now if pigeon's not working for you today, you have the option to settle over onto your right hip, bringing that left knee towards the right foot, 90-90, and then you can just fold forward over the right knee. That's another option here as well. But just taking whichever serves you best today and whichever feels good for your body. Again, press back up into your hands from wherever you are, extending that left leg behind you, and curl the left toes under. And rooting down to our hands and the left foot, we'll extend our right leg out and up overhead, three-legged dog. And then our right foot can drop to the mat. Our left leg will float high, three-legged dog, sinking that right heel deeper to the mat. Left knee can float forward to the left elbow, and we'll set a little shin as parallel to the front of our mat as we can here. Coming into pigeon on the other side, just like before, checking in with our hips. If you have a pillow or a block, you can always put that under your left hip. And then coming and sinking down onto your forearms, if that feels good. Maybe bringing your head down all the way to the mat. Or just like before, you can take that 90-90 variation if that feels best for you today. Checking back in with your breath here. Noticing any differences between it now and at the beginning when you're in child pose. And when you're ready, we can bring our hands back to the mat, that right leg extended behind us, our toes will curl under, and we'll press high, three-legged dog, shooting that left leg through. Left knee, or left foot can drop to the mat, coming into down dog. We'll send our gaze to the front of the mat, and step or hop to a forward fold. This time taking some extra time here to dangle at the front of our mat so our hands can be extended out long. Maybe you want to bring one hand to each elbow or to the back of your head. Just allowing your spine to grow towards the earth. Maybe you want to sway side to side. Whatever feels good to you here. You can inhale all the way up to a extended mountain pose. Exhale back down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. And this time we'll just sit our hips back, coming down onto the mat. We can extend our legs out long in front of us and lie down. We can bring our knees in towards our chest, massaging out the low back here. You can have your feet touch down. Extend your arms out wide in a T position, or you can always bend at the elbows and send the fingertips high overhead. And then our hips will just slip slowly to the left, and we'll settle our knees down to the right side, coming into a twist here. You can always take a different variation if you'd like. You can bring that right foot over top of the left knee to pull the left leg a bit further to the side. Maybe you want to extend that left leg out long. Whatever works for you here. And your gaze can follow the left arm if you want to extend that twist through your spine. We can inhale, the knees can come back through center. We can press our hips slightly over to that right side and then settle our knees down to our left. Just like before, the hands can extend out in a T, or we can cactus our arms so that the fingertips point above our heads. And your gaze can follow your right arm. Picking whatever variation you like here as we slow down. And then slowly bringing your knees back through center, shifting your hips back in line with your spine. You can hug your knees in once more, and extend your legs out long. Your hands can come down to your sides or maybe to your stomach and chest. Your gaze can soften and your eyes can close. Feel your shoulder blades pressing down into the mat. Your jaw soften and relax. Just taking these last few moments here, maintaining a focus on the present moment, focus on your breath. I invite you to stay in Shavasana lying for as long as you would like. You are welcome to come out of it whenever you would. Thank you for taking this time in your day. Have a great rest of your day.